We have an interesting moment in history. AP fact check. Mass Formation Psychosis, an unfounded theory spreading online, suggests millions of people have been hypnotized into believing mainstream media ideas to combat you-know-what. Psychology experts say the concept is not supported by evidence. Get the facts at AP. This new Twitter fact check blurb went up yesterday, and it is getting massively ratioed. Dr. Robert Malone's Joe Rogan interview is having an immense impact on our cultural self-reflection of behavior. It's great when a mass of people can choose to take a closer look at how they're behaving in a collective. So we'll share with you some of the comments taking to task and deriding the AP fact checks assertion. We have Douglas Carr. Fact check. The entire purpose behind fact checking was to battle mass amounts of people blindly believing disinformation spread on the internet. But AP fact check now wants you to believe that problem doesn't exist. Hashtag fact check, hashtag mass formation psychosis. Here, Sarah Carter says, the fact that AP Reuters published similar stories to somehow try to discredit Dr. Robert Malone's interview with Joe Rogan tells me there is someone, or plural, behind working hard to get you not to listen to him. Just saying. Hans Mock says, on Friday, the whole world saw that at least 3 Ivy League trained Supreme Court justices are afflicted with mass formation psychosis. Whatever fact checkers say, assume the opposite is true. An example of this was an exaggeration of pediatric hospitalizations, which apparently even the leftist CDC chief came out to correct for Supreme Court Justice Sotomayor. And with this search term, you'll see that the crowd is really souring on the entire Supreme Court at this point. This person says, and yet a teacher puts her child in the trunk of her car due to you-know-what and says it's normal. But no, it's all unfounded. And so that's in reference to this story about a Texas teacher who allegedly put her son in the trunk of a car to drive him to a testing site out of fear of contracting the coof herself. Utterly insane, if allegations shown true. Ron Coleman says, they've called in an infantry. Tom Fitton says, oblivious. This interesting American says, the UK and US witch trials. WTF do you think that was, if not mass psychosis? Sunday Stock says, when the fact checkers check themselves, what could go wrong? Trying to game the world. Marcus says, who funds you? Or is the answer in my question? And it just goes on and on. I also will cover some headlines from this period, from the Gateway Pundit. I guess not really to my surprise at this point, the intensity of the nonsense, the stubbornness and refusal to yield positions politically is getting progressively worse. We find that YouTube pulls 5 for Fighting music video because it exposed the tragedy of Biden's Afghan surrender. So the music video shows pictures of the deceased from our US effort to leave Afghanistan, considered one of the greatest debacles of modern US military history. YouTube removed it, citing their graphic content policy. And this is even though there's an age restriction option for the videos. YouTube's likely being political. Washington Democrat Governor Inslee wants it to be a crime for politicians to lie about election results after he was accused of stealing his election. The Boston Marathon T-Word received a $1,400 check while incarcerated thanks to Biden's stimulus bill. Media fact checkers forced to eat their own words. Okay, and as reported by Boston 25 News, this unfortunate individual received a lot of funding. So he received the $1,400 relief payment June 22nd, 2021. He also received totals between $40 and $250 through the Office of Federal Defenders in New York. And some anonymous donor gave him amounts between $30 and $60. So this individual who ended the lives of over 30 people in a horrific attack is being funded by someone. Tragic. New Pentagon data reveals the number of military members who committed suicide from July to September has soared. Unearthed footage reveals Michigan Democrat Governor Gretchen Whitmer bragging about and leading an insurrection inside the Michigan Capitol building. Here's the virtue signal.
Appalled. I am furious. This is, our nation it's founded on laws. It was created so that the will of the people.
And here's Whitmer admitting that she led the resistance for a similar event that occurred to Michigan Capitol.
back on collective bargaining, I threw open the doors of the Capitol and I led the resistance from my office.
And so now the crowd is chanting, "Let us in, let us in."
And so I also left the tab open for the Gateway Pundit headlines page for January the 1st, because I thought it was kind of amazing too. CNN, Don Lennon asked women if her New Year's resolution means chaining people to the bed. Shocking video, Melbourne man lights himself on fire over the Victoria's mandates. Los Angeles beaches covered in raw sewage after millions of gallons spill. NASCAR reviewing LGB coin sponsorship after it was already approved due to political pressure. While Americans slept Thursday night, World Atlantic Flight 695 transported a full flight of illegal immigrants from El Paso to Allentown, Pennsylvania, to supply more voters in such a critical state for the Dems' control. Today, Mayor Eric Adams allowed legislation to allow more than 800,000 illegals in New York City to vote in NYC municipal elections next year to become law. How long until all Democrat-run cities allow this? America's service members deny true wage increase thanks to Biden's inflation surge. New York Governor Hochul declares racism a public health crisis, then withholds treatments from white patients. Okay, well, I'll leave off here. Bye. I'm afraid due to issues of stubbornness, loss of critical thinking, and perhaps psychotronic mental manipulation through frequencies, there may not be an obvious natural end to the insanity that is creeping over the entire world. But we must work together to awaken the sleeper and to limit the effects of psychogenic self-undoing. See you guys next time.